something is happening right now that the mainstream media isn't framing correctly. The most powerful military alliance in human history just got threatened by its own leader. And the country that was supposed to collapse in days, it's entering its third week of war, still launching missiles every 90 minutes.
Good evening. Welcome to Daily Reports.
Start with our global
where you
update.
get clear,
Our
reliable, and
tracking key
up-to-date
developments
coverage of
worldwide.
global events.
Today is Tuesday, March 17th, 2026, and the conflict that began with a swift objective has devolved into a structural crisis for the West. The new war, a 3-week reality check. When this conflict began on February 28th, the narrative was simple. Overwhelming force, rapid results, swift capitulation. But reality is deeply inconvenient for Washington. We are now over 2.5 weeks into sustained military engagement between Israeli and American forces on one side and Iran on the other. And Iran is still standing. According to reports emerging from Israeli media, including Channel 12, there were periods within the last 48 hours where new waves of Iranian missile attacks arrived every 90 minutes. This is not the behavior of a country on the verge of collapse. It is a behavior of a nation that prepared and did so quietly. The next-gen warning, the IRGC, Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, made a statement this week that should make every military strategist pause. Every missile, drone, and weapon system deployed so far was manufactured more than a decade ago. It's old inventory. They claim that the weapons developed after the June 2025 12-day war, the next generation systems, haven't even been touched yet. Whether this is psychological warfare or a literal threat, the message is clear. Iran is pacing itself. They are managing escalation with a discipline that makes a quick resolution impossible. The NATO ultimatum. Now, let's talk about the headline that should be dominating the world. The United States has issued a threat to NATO. In a recent interview with the Financial Times, President Trump warned that NATO faces a very bad future if members refuse to support the campaign to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Specifically, Washington has pressured the UK, France, Japan, and South Korea to join a naval escort mission. The response? Silence or outright rejection. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has distanced the UK, stating it will not be drawn into the wider war. The EU has noted that an Iran conflict has nothing to do with NATO. The foundational promise that an attack on one is an attack on all is being used as a bargaining chip. Washington's frustration reveals a critical truth. Strength doesn't beg. If America has to threaten its allies to get them to join, the trust architecture of the West has more than just cracks. It has structural failure. The uranium shell game, the most dangerous dimension, remains the nuclear one. Iran possesses approximately 450 kilograms of uranium enriched to 60%. Analysts agree that with a focused effort, a test detonation could be weeks away. After American B, 52 strikes hit suspected storage sites. The Iranian response was chillingly strategic. When asked about the material, officials essentially said, "The bombing took care of the burial for us." By striking these facilities, the U.S. may have inadvertently entombed the uranium deeper underground, making it nearly impossible to monitor or extract while leaving the material itself intact. The human cost and the zero traffic strait. Behind the data are human beings. Casualties. Iranian deaths have surpassed 1,300, with over 3.2 million people displaced. Lebanon. Since the ground invasion began on March 15th, over 820 people have been killed. The economy. Global shipping through the Strait of Hormuz fell to zero on March 14th. AIS-confirmed crossings have halted. Major carriers like Maersk and MSC have suspended bookings. Oil is hovering above $100 a barrel. Iran has framed this not as a closure, but as a selective restriction, claiming they are only barring U.S. and Israeli vessels. This puts the Gulf states in an impossible position. They rely on U.S. security, but they will share a border with Iran long after the current U.S. administration is gone. The succession crisis. Finally, there is the question of leadership. Following the death of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei in the initial strikes, his son, Mojtaba Khamenei, has reportedly assumed power. However, mysteries surround him. Reports suggest he may have been severely injured and potentially flown to Moscow for medical treatment. While the U.S. claims the leadership is disfigured or dead, the Iranian command and control structure remains remarkably intact. In warfare, an army that maintains leadership coherence can absorb physical damage and keep fighting. Iran hasn't disintegrated yet. Strategic conclusion. History doesn't move in straight lines. This conflict was supposed to be a footnote. Instead, it is reshaping the global security architecture. The West is fractured. The old catalog of weapons is still holding the line. The nuclear threat is literally buried. The outcome won't be determined by who has the most missiles, but by who has the most strategic coherence. If you found this report insightful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Smash the bell icon so you never miss an update on this developing crisis. Take good care of yourselves. Keep supporting the channel.